Hello and welcome. In the second installment of my Recording Ideas and Building Songs series, I'm going to show you how I build and expand upon riff ideas to construct songs and arrangements. You'll learn how to combine riffs and so much more here in another of my audio production tutorials from the archive. Hey, what's up everybody? Rob Arnold here, back with a follow-up to one of my previous videos where I showed some techniques for recording my song ideas, and I built a riff with drums and bass. So if you haven't seen that video, I'll link it for you below and up here. Check that one out first, as we're going to be picking up right where we left off in that video, because there was a lot of positive feedback in the comments, seeing some of my techniques and the way that I'm doing things, a lot of questions about what to do next. And one stuck out in particular. The homie Chaosware says, "Thanks, Rob. I love this format, a bit longer video to really take time on a particular topic, because that's what you got to do with a topic like this. It takes a long time to explain things, even though I tried to make it streamlined. And I'm going to try to do that again, but still there's just a lot going on here. As I mentioned in that other video, everybody's at a different skill level. Everybody uses different software to do this, so I'm trying to make it as general as possible, but you'll get the point. You'll be able to apply everything I explain here to your productions, at least I hope. At least it'll open your mind in some way, give you a different perspective on how to do things, maybe some trick or secret that you've been wondering about or you see that you'd like to implement in your workflow, and that's exactly what I'm helping you here to do." Anyways, Chaosware says, "As a follow-up to this video, it would be great if you could speak about how you transform those kind of ideas into a complete song." Songwriting, basically. "I accumulate a lot of ideas, riffs, etc., and I believe the most tricky part is putting it all together into something intriguing and exciting." All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to build upon that first riff, and we're going to just make a quick, complete song. Whether it's intriguing and exciting is in the ear of the beholder, so you'll have to decide that. And, I don't know that I'm going to call this song, or at least what it's going to become, like, exciting. I don't know. I think of it more of like a slower, groovier, like type melodic track. And a lot of the time when I'm writing songs, I'll just have a riff in my head and I'll think the song is going to go in one direction, but I let the song lead me in the direction it wants to go. Sometimes I start off with something in mind that I think is going to be like techie or death metal-y or just super heavy or rockin' or whatever, but it doesn't always end up that way. As I said, I let the song just kind of take me where it wants to go. So I read this comment this morning from Chaosware, sitting in the shower thinking, what would I do next? What would the riff be next? And that's how I do it. I just let it speak to me. As I hear the riff, let's say I lay down one riff, and then right when it ends, I have the guitar in my hand and I say, where does it want to go? So in this case, I didn't have the guitar in my hand, but I had it in my mind. And real quick, I've brought up the exact same session from before, exactly where we left off. For anybody that doesn't know, or just as a refresher, here's what it sounds like. Just a riff that was in my mind from the other day, and then the drums and bass that we built around it. Okay, so to me, that sounds like a good intro to a song, and it also sounds like it could be a chorus riff. And a lot of the time, that's how I think about songs. I think of the intro riff also being the chorus riff. You're introduced to that riff at the beginning, and a lot of the times, a riff that starts a song, or riff, the first one you start jamming, is one that's hot, fresh in your mind. So this was fresh in my mind, I want to start the song with it, but it seems like a good thing to come back to. So we're going to start the song like this. We're going to fall into a verse riff, do a little verse, and then we'll come back to this for a chorus. Probably do the same verse riff again for verse 2, hit this again for chorus 2, maybe double it up, maybe go into a little solo part, third chorus, and finish it out. Now that is the most basic song structure there is, That's what the Beatles do. That's what the Stones do. Lots of classic rock, it's that kind of stuff. Now, as we get into more progressive metal and rock, as things go on, song structures begin to get a lot more complicated, getting into stuff like Metallica, the Injustice for All album. There's no typical song structures there. They do have verses and choruses, they have bridges, intros, outros, and so from my songwriting and all the music I've written over the years, I incorporate all those things. But basically, it's all about intro, verse, chorus, bridge, end with a chorus, maybe an outro. And a perfect example that I thought of actually is Enter Sandman. Just the melody of that opening riff, doon 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 doon, is also the chorus riff. Although that's actually a unique example because there's no vocals going on over that chorus really. but it's the main theme, it's the melody, it's the hook, you know, and it's a really driving riff. So that's the kind of the theme we're gonna go with in this tune, where this is gonna be the intro. Like I said, we'll hit a verse, we'll go back into this for the chorus. Maybe I'll even demonstrate some like vocals, like just to show you like what I'm thinking as I go through this. Again, I'm gonna keep it general, you know, just for what this is, and because I wanna keep it general for the video. If I get too crazy here, I may lose some of you if I haven't already, because I'm going through some thought salad here or whatever, but really just trying to explain it, to lay it out so it's as easy for everybody to understand as possible. It's basically about the principles of this that you can apply to your songwriting then, and you could take it wherever you want. You can get as progressive as you want, or you can get as simple as you want. So remember, the more simple it is, those are the money makers. All right, so again, we got the same session brought up here. We ended this little riff like this. Okay, so I'll actually play the second half of this just so we can get a vibe. Something like that is what I'm feeling. Back into this chorus. So that's gonna be easy. We're in. So like. Something like that. So as I said in that first video, when I'm coming up with the riff, I'll usually track it first, and then I'll find out what the tempo is. But this is another big topic, one I can go in for a long time, but I'm going to keep this simple. In this case, I have a feeling that we should just stick with the 120, which with the click track sounds like this. Great songwriting to me has tempo changes and variations, especially based on feel and mood of what's happening in the song, how it drives the mood of the song or the vibe of the song. There's also numerous not numerous, but necessary key changes in key parts. But I let those things speak to me. If you go into a song thinking, oh, I'm going to have multiple tempo changes, I'm going to have multiple key changes, that's maybe forced. Again, it's about letting the song speak to you. And if this part told me, oh, it would sound better to increase the tempo or decrease the tempo to go to a certain riff, then that's what I would do. But in this case, it's telling me to just stay in this vibe. And that's what we're going to do. It's also a downfall of writing by yourself in a computer to a click like this. If there was a group of guys standing around, there'd be lots of different ideas and different minds working together. And there'd be different ideas would be discussed and talked about that one mind wouldn't be able to think about. So a lot of you have heard me stress that before. I think that the best material comes from a collaboration of minds, but we don't have a collaboration of minds right now. We just got this noggin right here, and we're going to stay in this tempo, and we're going to stay in this key too, which in this tuning, we're in drop C right now. I think that's A sharp, or wait, yes, C. A sharp. Anyways, irrelevant. But I'm going to hit that. Let's just see what happens here. All right. So lots of different picking variations, stuff like that it would take me time to memorize so I could do the other side, the other rhythm track of this. So I'm just going to simplify that. I like those chord changes. I like that feel. I'm just going to keep this simple here. Right time here. Okay, so I kind of like that. I like where that was going. And I'm gonna show you a trick here too. Once I really lock it in, if I did it twice in a row perfectly, I can take the second half, cut it, and just move it over underneath. I'll show you how I do that so I don't even have to retrack it again, as long as I think I did it well. So I'm gonna try to get it 2 times in a row perfectly, and then I'll just show you how I can make those work for this situation. Okay, I decided I wanted to do a slightly different tail on there, but I'm still going to show you this trick. This is the beginning here, so we're going to look for the halfway point. Right there is where it repeats. So I'm just going to cut it, and I'm going to drag it onto my other guitar track after Pro Tools hiccups here. When you guys saw that was happening in my video from the other day, I read online that this new version of Pro Tools, version 2021.6, lots of guys are having this exact same issue. So let's hear how this sounds. Okay, something wrong with that picking pattern I see here. Oh, maybe I'm just off a bit like that. Yeah, something is different, but let's find out. Okay, and then I could simply copy that again. And that would be the second time it happens here. I'm just going to duplicate. Okay, you can see how that might work, but I'm going to retrack it because I want to put a slightly different tail on there, and you'll see how this is going to work out. As I'm doing this kind of stuff, just thoughts are happening left and right in my mind. They're firing like crazy. And like, it's just, I'm also trying to explain all this as it's happening at the same time too. So it's, I don't know. But here we go. I'm going to track this, and then I'm going to end up tracking it on the other side. See why I did that pause a little bit earlier, and I'll do the other side. Hope that I can match this nicely. Good. That sounded pretty good. Now I stopped that early because I can already picture in my head the drums doing a little thing and a little pause, some vocal in there. And we're going to fall right back into that chorus beautifully. Check this out. You can already smell it. Ooh. Slightly different muting pattern there. I'm going to punch that real quick. I think that's going to be it. Pretty close there. I didn't want to get into big editing here or anything, but we're just going to make this sound a little bit better. All right. And all right. Cool. Remember those fades I talked about? We're good. Okay, now check this out as we get this chorus back in here. And we're going to change up these fills in a little bit here too. Watch this. Oh, we need that bop, bop, bop. Okay. See, that's going to feel nice, especially when you hear some drums in there, which we're going to do. I'm also going to, since we have the same fill here, I'm not going to spend tons of time changing fills around, but this is what I would do. I wouldn't have the same fill. If you guys, from the first video, this is a copy and a paste for this drum fill here. So to spice it up, I'm going to simply, this is going tom 1, tom 2, tom 3. So I'm just going to take tom 1 and go to snares. So it's going to go, and then we're just going to go 1, 2, 3 with some dun 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 on some big toms there. Let's see. Okay, maybe this one. Okay, and another little trick here. I'm going to go into slip mode so it's not right on the grid, and I'm going to offset one hand a little bit there, and it gives a little bit of a flam. Listen to this. Okay, now we need a verse beat here. Things to think about. We are already on the hats throughout the entire. Intro here, so we're going to switch it up somehow. We can do anything. I could do a tom beat, could go to the crashes, could go to the chinas or whatever. I'm going to go into the crash so that we fall back into the hats again in what's going to be the first chorus, which is the intro riff, but it's going to be the first chorus. You'll see what's going to happen. But anyways, let's go to the crash, and we're going to pick up the beat a little bit too. So we got like a laid back 1-2 beat in the intro. So let's pick it up. So to do that, remember I said before, start with the downbeat, which we already have there. Good kick. So I bet a snare is going to be here. Yep. And basically we're going to alternate. Kick, snare, kick, snare. Good. I'm going to do a crash every one of those. See what that sounds like. Cool. Okay. I'm just going to continue on with these. Until we get halfway, and then I'll copy and paste them. Okay. It's a little early. Pick up on the snares there to switch it up, like doubles. See that? That's weird. Okay. That's the sound I was going for. Okay, maybe even another one. I like that and like that. I bet that's gonna be cool. Good. Now we can duplicate that. Oh, see, by copying and pasting, I copied over the fill thing that I had there. So we're gonna go grab that again from right here. See that. I'm guessing here. No. No. Here. We're going to go like that and see what that sounds like. I meant to duplicate this over, and there would be. Couldn't be a crash there. That's going to feel nice. One other thing, too, when you're writing MIDI drums, think how many arms a guy has. If he's hitting a snare here, well, I suppose, yeah, you could do that. You could hit a crash. Yeah, definitely could. Be a left crash, probably over a snare. Yep. Okay. So just be aware of what a drummer could actually do. Arnold used to joke that he's beach new, that guy with like the 6 or 9 arms, because we'd ask him to do so many things at the same time. You know, but that crash wasn't even necessary. Cool. So went from that intro into that verse, fell right into the chorus. Let's throw in a little bass over this verse here. It's going to be super easy. We're just going to follow the chords. So it's going to be that 10. I showed a cool trick in the first video of where to find notes on the bass quickly on guitar by starting from the middle C here. If that's your open, say you're on the 5th fret, you just go up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it should match up. We're going to be on 10. Okay. I hope I was in the right spot here. There we go. Okay, so it sounds like we go, and we'll look at that picking pattern, and we'll match that. Let's see what that sounds like. Good. And then, so open 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 5, 6. Okay, it'll be right here. I'm looking at the guitar notes right here. So this is da 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 da. Wait, da 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 da. Maybe it's right here. Hold on. Yep, then bo-do. So I'm looking at the red here again. I know it's going to go to about right here. And then we're going to see. Do-do-do-do. So 6, 3. I think it's supposed to be right there. Is that what I did? Ba-da-ba. Just guessing that that's the right one. Hold on. Okay, I think that's right. I'm just gonna double check by getting the guitar out of there and hearing. Sounded like I'm looking a little bit early. Yep. Good. Okay, and this is the first note of the repeat. So when I copy, so I'm going to start with that da-da-da-da, because I know that's going to be right. And I could put that right here. Okay, and then I'm going to get rid of this stuff because we stop it here like this. And it's a little long. So we'll bring it back in like that. Good. See how nice this is to have a template set up? You can just pick back up the next day where you were writing. You got this, good to go. And, you know, save your template, songwriting template like this for the next time you come back. Bringing these guys out to where they need to be. When you're copying and pasting, you need to be aware of cuts and what's going on, what's coming from where. Here's what we got. Good. Now, one thing I'll do every once in a while is just give these, they all sound a tiny bit rushed. Again, I'm not practiced at this, so it isn't as tight as it could be. And here's like an example of what we got so far. I'm just gonna scat some vocals to show you. So we start with the intro. Hey, it's a pretty cool song, right? Sounding all right. See, so I'm going to double this chorus here because it felt like I should keep going with it. You know, the chorus should be a little bit longer. So I'm going to just double this chorus. And then I'll probably switch up the beat a little bit underneath too to make it a little bit different. We'll see what happens. Actually, I heard something else too. I may want to switch up the second half of the guitar melody. We're going to hit right back into a second verse there. No, we'll double that chorus and then we'll go into a verse. So let's just see what happens. Switching little things up like this, changing drum beats, changing tails, changing little melodies, makes it sound not copy and pasted. If you really are just copy and pasting the same thing over and over again, eventually it's going to sound like that and it won't be as interesting. So, by watch what we're going to do here and it'll make this sound not copy and pasted. I got lucky there. Hold on. Pop that in, see what happens. One more time. Good. Now I can just check this out. Just drag this to the other side and stay on my recorded track here that I'm already on. Good, like that. I think that was better than the first one, so I'm actually going to just pull that right back over and do it one more time. See what those guys sound like. I like it. And it's going to just add a little extra flavor to the second half of this chorus. Check it out. Okay, so now I want to double this whole chorus. So I'm gonna figure out where my start and stop points are. Da-na-na. Da-na-na. So it's gonna be right here. tracks that I want. Frozen Pro Tools. Got everything there. We're going to duplicate that over. It should be good. Good. Okay, now about the drum beat for the second half. Let's see. Sorry, my mind wandered about changing these fills because all these fills are still just the same. It's that same triple. So definitely something you want to address. I don't know that I'm just going to address it right now. Maybe here or there. I don't know how much time I want to spend with you guys here, just changing up all these drum fills or whatever. This is definitely something you want to do so it doesn't just sound like the same thing over and over again. I'm just going to add in a couple extra kicks here. Let's see what this sounds like. Yeah, a little just pick up in between each one. That's just going to add a little extra flair just to do this simple little trick. Good. Do a simple, just to switch something up here and see what happens. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to copy verse 2 and the whole second chorus. I just copied my whole selection, exactly what I wanted, making sure my start and end, my grid lines were exactly where they needed to be, and then I duplicated it over, maybe different in your software, but it just took exactly what I had and duplicated it right after it. So here we are in chorus 2. Now I got a little idea. Now we're in the second half of chorus 2. What we're going to do is I'm going to do a little solo here, a little solo section. So far we've got intro, verse 1, chorus 1, verse 2, chorus 2. We're going to drop into a little solo, which is going to be like the bridge. We'll finish out with a final chorus. And it'll be a typical Rolling Stone cover hit. Let's see. So I copied that. I'm going to put it right here. I don't know why this isn't getting all these tracks selected each time. Something up here, I don't know what yet. Again, I just installed this new version of Pro Tools and getting used to this new system and how everything works. I'll eventually get my workflow back to super fast like I like it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute these melody tracks and let the solo be the melody. So we're going to bust in like this. That's basically basically just the verse and chorus part with the melody tracks muted there. All right, rather than spending time switching up the drums there, let's just get to a solo here and just see what happens. I'm just gonna try to improv something. I'm gonna go a new mono audio track there, call this solo. I'm gonna copy over my just same guitar thing here. I would spend time getting a solo tone, you know, if I were super serious about this, but instead I'm just gonna bring up the same guitar track. I'm gonna try just put a little delay on it. Let's try, what am I looking for? Looking for my waves of guitar. Guitar style 2. 0. No, my presets are no longer here. It's going to put a little delay there. Let's see what that sounds like. Now we're talking. That's what we're talking about there. Not too much there. Okay, good enough. Just gonna pop a little something here, see what happens. Usually want to get a little more volume out of this too, just well, at least what we're tracking. Then I'll mix it in a little bit more just so I can hear what's going on. A little too loud. All right. I like that area though, it sounds pretty cool. Let's hear that. So some spots I'd fix up there. Like that. So good enough for now. We got a little lead in there. Now we're just going to head back into the final chorus, little outro, and we'll be done. Fingers crossed, you know. I don't know if this is gonna bump up. We need the bump up probably. want it to come in. Bop, bop, bop. So we're gonna undo that. It's gonna come in on this guy, I believe. Good. Okay. I don't know if these need to come out, we'll see. Switch these to crashes for the fun. Don't need any of this. I copied too much. So here we go, solo. Changing these fills and stuff like that, and the drums will help these transitions. I'm going to do a little guy like that right now. I want these digitives. Let's see. So just a little outro is all we need. Before. Even as simple as that, like we did before. Volume usually helps there, or record. Okay. One kicking and oops. And a bass note. Good. All right, so that's it. We got a little tune here. We'll give it one last listen. The drum fills are driving me crazy, but we're over an hour here. I'm just gonna point them out where I'd change them as we'll go. We'll give it one last listen here. We'll listen together. So anyways, appreciate everybody watching. I know this is a lengthy one. Hopefully you picked something up. Hopefully it wasn't too boring for you though, but just go ahead, let me know. You want more? You don't mind it this in depth? You want it more in depth? I'll keep them coming, so here we go. From the top, song written from one riff, maybe two riffs in the shower one morning, and we got a little guy. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Shortchanged you guys on the ending there. Should have come up with something better for that. It's a lot of the a in this song, but a lot of hits are like that. Certainly not saying this is gonna be a hit, but a lot of hits are like that. It's all about how the vocal carries it. The vocals are the most important thing in the world. It doesn't even matter what's going on with the guitars and drums and bass. If the vocals suck, the song sucks. So just keep that in mind. This has a lot of vocal potential, a lot of notes you could dance around in there. And so that's a good thing about it. If I were spending days with this, I would switch some things up, change some melodies here and there, definitely change some of the drums just to spice it up. But I don't mind that it's a consistent melody throughout. On your album, have a couple tunes like this, have some more with some more diversity in it. It's all how you do with it. I just wanted to give you a scope into just kind of how I think about the stuff. I hope I relayed that a little bit in this just short example here, lengthy video, but short example with the song here. I will cut it off right now. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. If you liked the video, make sure you subscribe, give it a thumbs up for me. Cheers, and I'll see you on the next one.